Hi guys, welcome to Key Software Services. And if you like our other videos, you like these videos, please subscribe to our channel so that you can get more such content. And this video is about the testing different cloud platforms. So we recently did test of Amazon AWS, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure and Linode cloud system and compared their performance with each other. If you want to visit each of these tests, the links are in description. You can watch each of the videos which are pretty long, and this is just the summary of it and to explain you the nitty-gritties of it. So we did test in on three parameters, like how much time it is taking to download 1 GB file on these platforms, and then we checked how much time it is taking to set up the instance of the cloud with the image which we want to use, and then how much time it is taking to load the website. So based on these three parameters, for example, how much time it is taking to download the 1 GB file on our own dedicated hardware, it took 94 seconds, which was like slowest. And then on AWS it took 67 seconds, on Google it took 37 seconds, on Azure it took 32 seconds, and on Linode it took 29 seconds. So Linode was fastest among these in terms of network, and we'll explain you why all this is happen like this. And then to set up VM, though we have noted the parameter, but these can't be really compared. Reason being, what we noticed, different cloud platform behave differently. Like some cloud platform, as soon as your basic image is ready, they display that your instance is ready, and still they keep on setting up the additional which is required based on the stack image which you are restoring or you are setting up with. Whereas some cloud platform, they say it ready when it is fully ready, not just once their instance is ready up with plain operating systems. Not just that, only when all the applications and everything is installed. Some cloud, they say it ready after that, and some say it before that. So we can't really compare it well, but still we noted down all the figures. So it was 4. We'll go with highest to small. So our hardware is not in the list because it was already configured. And so it took 6 minutes on Linode. It took 4 minutes 40 seconds on AWS. It took 2 minutes 53 seconds on Google Cloud, and it took 2 minutes 50 seconds on Azure, Microsoft Azure. So set up the instance. So in this, fastest was Microsoft Azure. And then most important is, because setup and all this, even if it is like personally what we feel, and I'm sure what our clients also agree with this, they are not worried about setup that much, because setup is one time thing. They are more worried about maintenance and how much time it taking to serve the content to each visitor on their website, how much time it is taking to load the site. So on loading the home, on loading the page from this website which we used for testing, on Google Cloud it took 6 seconds, on Azure it took 5.6 seconds, on AWS it took 5.2 seconds, on Linode it took 4.5 seconds, and it took just 4 seconds on our own hardware. So as we have specified in that video, that our hardware is almost like 10-year-old hardware, and it's having just 100 Mbps card, whereas all clouds are having minimum 1 gigabit. At least that's what they say. And Amazon, they have displayed there that for the server we used for testing, they mentioned 10 Gbps, up to 10 Gbps. But if you see, it doesn't make any sense that it is 10 Gbps and still it is slower than others which are providing 1 Gbps. So why is that? One is this, that this cloud platform, they are shared, and you don't know like how much is the network being used by the other provider at that time, because you are just sharing it with others. It's not dedicated port to your connection and your server or your instance, and it's also no guarantee that they are giving you dedicated pipeline from your instance till up to the, let's say, ISP point. So they are not giving you any dedicated bandwidth, it's all shared bandwidth. So that is the reason why it was slow on AWS, because AWS is most popular, oldest, so probably it is having high number of clients and heavily populated. And even the other things, page load time and all this was slow. It is because, see, all these companies, they are offering you a lot of additional services, like you can have their load balancer, you can have their firewall, and also with this cloud system your processor and your data storage is not always on the same hardware, on the same box. So it can happen that your processor is being used from different hardware, and your storage is on a different hardware, and it's not exactly same fast when it is in the same box. See, with cloud system, it's not really very transparent like traditional data centers. So you don't know what kind of CPU your cloud is running on, you don't know what kind of RAM it is running on, you don't know what kind of is the underlying hardware and network systems and all that. All they tell you is like how many number of CPUs, like core they are assigning you, they are limiting you to. So it can be like latest server grade Xeon system, or it can be some like even latest i9 or i5 desktop kind of processor, or it can be some other processors like this. So they don't disclose all that. It can be DDR3 RAM, it can be DDR4 RAM, it can be like ECC RAM. So they don't disclose even all this. Even in most cloud companies case, they don't even disclose you what is the network speed you are getting, like they are assigning you gigabit port and how many more same port is being shared with. They don't disclose anything like this. So that is the reason, like when Amazon, which is like oldest cloud server provider, their cloud was coming slowest in our test, because probably this nobody disclosed, so we don't know this for sure, but that's our guess, you can say, or interpretation based on the whatever information we have in hand, that it is because they are putting us on the hardware which is kind of older than compared to other players. That's why the like the result we are getting is slower than the other systems. And then why is it fast in some small player compared to all this, like Linode, and there are many other. I mean, I just tested it with one. I mean, we call them vanilla cloud because they don't offer you a lot of configurations like other clouds. There are multiple things you can add on. And in Linode, it's like very simple, very easy to understand billing, and it's like plain simple thing. There is not much of the additional layer of services they are adding to it, and that is the reason why it is fast, because there are not so many additional layer of services. So the request of for any data transfer or data processing is directly going to your server, whereas when it is Amazon, Google Cloud or Azure, they have so many layer of services which are like even if you are not using them, still your request is going through. They are not processing it, but still it's like multiple stages it is going through it, and if you are turning them on, then it will become even more slower. So that is the reason why Linode is faster. Now the biggest question, I'm surprised that nobody asked it in the in the comments, so still we are going to clarify it. So why is that our old hardware system was performing better than almost all of the cloud platform by big margins, especially by compared to AWS, it was like very fast. And reason is this, that when we having our own dedicated hardware, we know what to install, what kind of security systems to run, what kind of anti-malware systems, or what kind of ports we want to keep open. Even in cloud we can do that, but we just use their script. So we just use their public image, we didn't customize it really. but our own hardware system, we have customized it. So it's like configured for high performance, for perfect balance of performance and security. You can't have same performance and security combination for all websites. Each website threat perception is different, so you need to have the security configurations and all that based on the what is the perception. So our server is kind of very well balancedly configured, and that was the reason why it was giving such a good response. It was not due to the data center only, it was mainly due to the fact that it was fine tuned and it was configured, and it was conditioned to deliver the results very high at very high performance website. So we have already configured it over the period of time with caching and with other setups, so it is configured for the high performance, so that's why it is fastest on our server. I hope this thing clarifies things to you, that why it is slow or fast with different cloud platforms. And that doesn't mean, so when we decide cloud platform, it is related to what kind of client requirement is, what is their project, and what kind of future scalability they need, and what kind of, for example, a client which regularly, let's say, does some kind of sale activities, or let's say it's client like a government client, and they have certain days when people are coming on high numbers. So of course for them we will have a setup where there are multiple instances which are just turned off, and on the days when we need it we just turn it up. And it can be combination also, like we can have normal traffic on a different dedicated server or a virtual server, and but whenever we need to handle the high traffic, we just handle it extra traffic through cloud instances. So I hope you guys liked it, and please do comment us with what all different kind of tests you want to see related to software development or technology selections, anything related to IT except for the hardware thing, just about the software development and solutions part of it, and we'll be happy to do the test for you. So looking forward to having some comments from you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.